So here's the question. Let's talk about Kobe and everything that he's going through. In your opinion, how much more of this can he take? It's been reported that he is extremely frustrated with his situation. How much more of this can he take?
Well, I mean, I think you got to kind of reassess your goals and what you want to do. I think for Kobe, I mean, he knows in his heart that it's going to be a tough season for the Lakers. However, for him, it's not going to change his philosophy of what he tries to do. I think, more importantly, he's chasing Michael Jordan on that scoring list. And after he scratches off Michael Jordan, he'll be looking for carmelo. So you have to find a way to motivate yourself. You got to find a way to go out there and just, you got to chase something. I think that's what he's chasing.
Is he chasing Kareem at the top?
I'm sure he is. I'm sure he is. I don't know that he can get there. I don't know that he can get there, but I mean, it's all about his legacy, in my opinion. And nobody's really going to remember 10 years from now that the Lakers were bad in this season.
So you don't see him just immediately erupting, having a hard time playing with this group of characters? Because he seems to be the only one out there motivated and playing decently, in comparison, obviously.
Oh, make no mistake about it. He's not happy. He's not happy at all. I mean, I don't know that he will erupt because I think by now his expectations for his team have probably been marginalized a little bit. So he knows that, there's only so far that they can go. But, that's not going to change how he comes and competes every single night.
All right, it's about a legacy, so says Mr. Billups. Stephen A., your take.
It's a bad situation. It's very bad. And I am of the mindset that I just got to be honest with you, that I know Kobe well enough to know that the likelihood of him wanting out, wanting to depart from L.A., to uproot himself, potentially his family or whatever, is slim to none, very, very close to none. But I want to be on the record to say this. Kobe Bryant deserves much better than the situation that he is in. He is shooting just 38% from the field. That's not very impressive, although he's averaging about 27.5 points per game. He's shooting more than anybody in the league. We understand that. But what I would contend to y'all is that he doesn't have much of a choice. Look at this roster. Now, individually, there are parts on this roster that can get things done, that can play, but as a unit, collectively assembled, the bottom line is that they're not very impressive. And for him to be in the last couple of years, in the twilight of his career, and subjected to this kind of ineptitude is just as egregious as it gets for me. He deserves so much better. I am of the opinion, and I will announce it right here on First Take, I believe that Kobe Bryant should ask for a trade. I believe that Kobe Bryant should waive his no-trade clause, and he should go to the Los Angeles Lakers and say, I want out. That's what he should do. And I obviously think it has to work to the benefit of the Los Angeles Lakers. My personal preference would be the New York Knicks, simply because I'm a native New York and I'm a New York Knicks fan, and Amari Stoudemire has an expiring contract, and Amon Shumpert can play defense, and you can get the $23 million off their cap at the end of the season, which would be something beneficial for the Los Angeles Lakers, whereas Kobe could be in New York. He could help teach Carmelo the triangle. Him and Carmelo together, who knows what kind of damage they could do in the Eastern Conference, not to mention the fact that I think it would help Kobe's off-the-court aspirations upon retirement with Kobe Inc. Remember, he, LeBron, Jordan, hooked up with Teneo Sports, a one-stop shop, in terms of communication, branding, marketing, etc. That's something that's incredibly impressive. Kobe has other ventures that he's looking into, and being in the New York market would help him. But even if it's not there, even if it's somewhere else, I think it's something that should be strongly entertained by Kobe Bryant, because right now he is simply being used by the Lakers organization as a box office prop, because they have absolutely positively nothing else to offer their fan base. It is a shame that he has been subjected to this, and I wish that he would ask to go. But the Kobe Bryant that I know won't ask for his no-trade clause, won't ask out of that, or won't let them out of that, and he won't ask for a trade. He'll stick with it to the end, because that's who he is. But I personally feel sorry for him for making that decision, because he needs to leave.
Okay, so you're saying he should, but you're also saying he will not. That's your conclusion.
That's my conclusion, yes.
Well, obviously, Kobe continues to say he's Lakers till he dies, that he eats and sleeps purple and gold. We admire the loyalty there, but my question to you, Stephen A., is as the realization sets in that they have no shot at the playoffs, even though just on balance, they did beat Charlotte at home on Sunday, and they had a shot to beat Memphis the other night in Memphis. It came down to the last shot. So is Kobe Bryant going to be happy for the next 2 or 3 years, however many more he plays, being the greatest sideshow on earth with the greenest light in the NBA? Is he going to be happy taking 28 shots and scoring 33 points? I don't know, because the ring is no longer the thing now, right? If, to Chauncey's point, is he going to be happy chasing scoring marks above him, player after player after player?
Kobe's a competitor, man. Nobody can convince me that Kobe doesn't want to win. Nobody can convince me that Kobe is somebody that's happy going home in April instead of playing into May and possibly June. But there's just something that's going on with him and the Lakers organization. Being a lifer in that purple and gold means something to him. Being in Cali means something to him. He just doesn't want to go elsewhere. His attitude, and he has told me on many occasions, his one shot to leave was back when he was a free agent, and he elected not to do so. And to him, that was the last shot that he had entertained of going elsewhere. He wants to sit there and retire in a Lakers uniform. He wants to play for one franchise throughout his entire career. That's what he wants. That makes him happy. I just don't understand how that can be the case with what Jim Buss has done to this team.